What's up everybody and welcome to another edition of AGR's Pop Culture Reviews. And you know something, somewhere out there in some alternate dimension, there doesn't exist a world where Michael Bay completely ass-raped my childhood. Sadly, I don't live in that alternate dimension. I live in this plane of existence where he took the license and completely shit on it. So, on behalf of the 13-year-old version of me, F you Michael Bay, F you. However, I'm not gonna let that sour this review, and today we have something really special, and of course, as I always say, I've been anticipating for a long time. The Mondo figures are finally coming out. They actually came out about 2 months ago. I'm just receiving them now. So today we're going to be taking a look at Mondo's first attempt at the 1/6 scale market. So did they hit the mark, or did they have to go back to the drawing board? Let's take a closer look at Mondo's 1/6 scale Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Leonardo figure. Now, my first obsession with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came back a long time ago when I first walked into a comic book store in San Jose, California, and I saw this drawing of a bunch of black and white turtles, and they were all sporting various ninja weapons, and I thought, oh my god, that is so freaking cool. Needless to say, all these years later, the Ninja Turtles are still very popular. I also have to mention that the comic book versions of the Ninja Turtles were a lot different than what we saw in the Saturday morning cartoons. The stories were a lot grittier, and they were a lot darker in terms of the overall stories. Fortunately, this line is going to be modeled after the art in the original comics, and I have to say, they're pretty damn impressive. One of the things that is pretty remarkable to me is that this is the first time that Mondo comes out with 1/6 scale figures. And you know what? They did an excellent job. The head sculpt on this figure is amazing. I absolutely love how they colored it. The blue bandana sculpt is awesome. I love the whited out eyes. You know, for a first attempt at a 1/6 scale figure line, man, they really freaking nailed it. This extraordinary attention to detail extends to the chest area of the turtle shell. I absolutely love the yellow color here. It's not cartoony at all. Very realistic. Also, what I love is the wash that they put on it, and definitely all the little scuff marks and cracks in the turtle shell. This is absolutely amazing. Now, one of the things that has me really excited about this line is that each individual turtle is going to come with their own unique green hue. In this case, it's a little more olive. Now, what I like about it is that it contrasts very well with the straps and especially the pads that he wears. They contrast well with that brown. I also like the musculature in the sculpt. And also, one thing that I have to give praise to is how well they hide the seam lines. And there's a lot of articulation in this figure, so great job, Mondo. Now, easily, two of the coolest things about this figure is definitely in the sheath where he keeps his katanas. That brown color looks amazing and it's extremely detailed. The color palette here was awesome, especially how it contrasts so well against that darker green of the turtle shell. This was just very well done, and it makes the figure look amazing. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice about this figure almost immediately when you get it out of the box is that 1, it doesn't come with a stand, and 2, it absolutely doesn't need one. This is a very solid figure. I'm really impressed with the feet here. Not only are they incredibly detailed, but they're extremely articulate. One thing that I found very refreshing about this figure is the now iconic twin katanas, Leonardo's weapons of choice. Now, they could have overthought it just like some other figures, but they didn't. They kept it simple and really in line with the original comics, and I gotta give them praise for that because these things look amazing. The level of detail is fantastic, the paint job looks great, especially on the hilt. This is just an overall fantastic job. You know, I have to give credit where credit is due, especially when companies give you that little extra. Now, this figure comes with a lot of accessories, and one of the cool ones is a non-mutated version of Master Splinter and Leonardo, and I have to say, for their size, they're pretty freaking detailed. Leonardo also comes with a grapple hook which is fully functional, you can remove that strap, and a laser blaster that he presumably got from Baxter Stockman. Now, both of these are incredibly detailed, the finishes are amazing, both that silver color and that gunmetal respectively. You also get 2 options in terms of some shurikens that they give you. Now, the cool thing is that they come in 2 colors, black, which are 4 points, and high silver in 8 points. Now, the little details like that are just pretty awesome, and I'm glad they came with the figure. Now, keeping in line with the original dark tone of the comics, you also get these Shuku hand claws, which I can tell you right now would never have gotten past the network censors on Saturday morning. They are freaking awesome. And finally, rounding out the last accessory for this figure, for those purists out there who love the original comics, you also get an alternate head with the now iconic red bandana. Overall, there's a lot of value here. I have to admit, I'm extremely impressed with this figure. And it's even more impressive when you think that this is the first attempt that Mondo's made in the 1/6 scale line. And based on this figure, I'm really excited about what they're going to do in the future with the rest of the turtles. Now unfortunately, this figure is getting more and more difficult to find, and little by little it's getting swallowed up by the secondary market. So if you can, guys, if you can get it now, do it, because unfortunately it's only going to go up in value. Now before I go, I just got to give a special shout out to Mondo and Toy Maniac for sending this wonderful piece over for review. Alright guys, so that's my official review on Mondo's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1/6 scale version of Leonardo. As always, I thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next AGR's Pop Culture Reviews.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power, they're the world's most fearsome fighting team.
We're really hip.
Ninja Turtles, they're heroes in the half shell, and they're green.
Hey, get a grip.
When the evil Shredder attacks, these turtle boys don't cut them no slack. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Splinter taught them to be ninja teens.
He's a radical rat.
Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines.
That's a fact, Jack.
Raphael is cool but rude.
Give me a break.
Michelangelo